consciously knowing that you guys probably didn't want to listen to that. In any case, good morning. Here we are. This is day number 2 of the EU Qualifiers, showing you Group B with the EU Qualifiers to the Epic Exhibition event. Our first game of the day is this Polish team that I don't know. Somebody's gonna need to teach me how to say because I did not learn. And then Delta Gold, which are a French squad on the other side. So we have a draft right now. Hey Nate, what's up?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to some matches. It's not as early for me as it is for you, so I'm wide awake today.
Nice.
So, do you want to talk about this draft?
Slightly. I would like to talk about this draft a little bit. Because we have a Sevrog ban. That's not usually something that we see taken out of the draft. And that leads to yet another Decker pickup.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Got into it. That's nice.
So they're not going to take the 15 minutes to usually talk about the draft today, then?
Why are we dropping frames already, boys? Do I need to restart the stream already? Like, what's up? What the heck? Are you kidding me? Alright, let's see if we can restart this network stream. How does it happen literally 2 seconds into the stream? Nope. Still dropping frames. Alright. Well, I told them yesterday that if this is going to happen again, that they're going to give me replay IDs or I'm going to find them myself. So, if we get any more stream issues, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing, and I'll be actually showing you good camera work. But for now, this is what we're going to work with. We got the Polish team on the blue side. Satori will be handling the Rampage. We got PolacyZPolskiPL. That's probably the closest I can get there, playing a Crunch. Paragon on the mid lane Howitzer. Miss QQ will be playing the Twin Blast. And then Koksu on the Countess.
And for Delta Gold, we're going to have DLT Sean on the Maragesh, Xenos 117 on the Decker, DLT Poppins on the Quang, Dark 591 on the Sparrow, and DLT Ezek on the Gadget. Oh, we've got the names at the top of the screen today. Yeah, they're evolving, mate. They're evolving.
They are evolving, and the ticker thing that they have does not block the scoreboard anymore.
I'm so happy right now.
Yeah, right? These German guys, they're definitely improving. Unfortunately, they're still getting lag, but hopefully they can fix that as well. They said they increased the stream performance by 40%. I don't know what that means. Oh, looks like we're still having a couple of issues with the overlay, but here we have the gank on the mid lane. Missed a little bit on the landmine, but Crunch is going to go underneath with the green buff. Oh, Smiley. I also told them to disable their Discord push notifications to desktop. Seems they didn't do that. So at least I can see what they're looking at on Discord, right?
So yeah, we're getting an early kill from Polski onto DLT Ezek in the mid lane there.
Call them Team Poland.
That'll do. Team Poland.
Because they are, I believe, the only Polish team in this event. So if we just call them Team Poland, then I think we're okay there. On the other side of the map, it's going to be Sean taking a lot of damage. Satori with the not even a rotation. He's just filling the support roles today, which is actually back to his normal roles. Satori generally does play the support, and they have the vision of the Kwang coming over there, but Satori is going to get hit with the tether. Where is the judgment? Looks like there will be no judging today, just Kwang hitting with a sword. So I guess that's fine.
I guess that works. Yes, that's 2 kills to 1 in favor of Team Poland. Just looking at the initial builds coming out, a lot of healer tokens, a lot of strike tokens for the French team.
Well, I hope that they do end up striking because, you know, the Frenchies, as we learned yesterday, Team Ascension, they do like to strike pretty hard and fast. So we'll see if this Delta team has as much success as Ascension did yesterday. Obviously, different teams, different players. Prodigy putting a lot of damage onto Ezek in the mid lane. harassing her quite a bit. Meanwhile, it's going to be Satori once again going on to Sean. Sean's kind of letting himself get pushed around a little bit in this off lane. He's going up pretty far, and the Rampage is really punishing him with a couple of stuns here. Rampage also isn't going to worry about the hive damage as much, and yeah, the Morgesh goes forward, misses the rock from Satori, so she manages to stay down, but she really does have to be worried about those stuns.
Yeah, but if the Rampage just took his passive, so he's got that health tick, it's not massive, but it's enough just to keep him basically ticking over.
Right. It's all about staying alive long enough to put some real damage onto the Morgesh and forcing out of lane, which they do once again there.
Yeah, Sean seems to be having a rough time of it right now. I think that's 2 kills that's gone onto him. It's not something you usually see in Morgesh. She's usually really punishing in the off lane, but Satori's handling it really well. I mean, we haven't seen a Rampage.
You guys are getting that this is not live because we're going off of a clean feed, and I bet you if they showed the timeline, they would be about maybe 3 or 4 minutes behind the actual game. But I mean, that's pretty close, guys. So I don't know where you guys are getting that info, but you should stop it.
It's as live as we can get it.
No, it's not as live as we can get it, but
no, we could get it.
It's live enough. Howitzer going right after Ezek, just gonna force her out of lane for now. And there's a rotation from the Decker. The stun or the stasis bomb does hit. Prodigy trying to make his way away. He's only at level 4, and here comes the green buff on to Sean. Tries to get out because there wasn't a whole lot of support from the rest of his team. Just going right in there for fun.
Speculative rock there from Satori, just trying to do what she can from long range. Yeah, the crunch dives, they're usually good with the green, but if the green's just about to pop, you saw how much damage he took from the tower shot. And against the Morgesh, she will lay the burst down very quickly, so if you take even 1 or 2 shots from the tower, that's all the opening she's going to need to put some hurt on you.
Right, and what the crunch really needed there was some kind of support from the rest of his team. Now, we do have Miss QQ getting caught out a little bit, but the Kwang is underneath the tower. There's been no stun yet from the Rampage. There it goes, maybe a little bit late. Probably would have liked to catch the Kwang out underneath the tower, but at least they do force him away. But he picks up a gold buff for his troubles, so not terribly inefficient from him. We might actually go for a little bit more here. These heroes are quite low. It's like Rampage is getting a bit angry. Howitzer coming in from the side. He could be looking for a good landmine. He has been scouted out, and the Mark will come in from the Morgesh. The landmine doesn't quite hit, and the missile does. But there's just not a whole lot of reaction from the rest of his team, and I think you have some echo on your end.
I'll turn this down, sorry.
Right. Meanwhile, the Countess on the other side, it doesn't really seem like she's been put under a whole lot of pressure. She's up to level 5. So if she gets the right opportunity here, she might be able to put a huge amount of pressure onto the Sparrow or be able to get something onto the Decker, forcing her out of lane here, which is really her goal. She does want to work with the mana a little bit, but she's been having a pretty good lane against this duo so far.
Oh, the Countess. Sorry, did you mean? Yeah, she's so Cox's got to level 6, where DLT Sean's he's only just hit level 5, so he had about a 2-level advantage over the enemy offlaner.
She's at level 6, isn't she?
Yeah. Cox was level 6, but Sean had just hit 5. Right. So, you know, his laning phase looks like it's been pretty uneventful. And as an offlaner, if you can just, I mean, you're looking just to soak up that XP and CXP the best you can, and just not feed the enemy duo lane. And he's still got his tower at 8 minutes. Not a lot of damage. I'm probably about half health, so having a pretty good game right now.
Yeah, I'm not really too worried about the tower damage. I think it counts for a lot less than people think in the offlane.
Yeah, definitely.
But she's definitely been, able to stay alive, getting some decent CS at 31. So, she's right in the midst of it for her team. And she's keeping up in card points as well. We do have an engagement inside the jungle as the scoreboard is blocking her way. We do get the Crunch getting caught out inside the Tesla Dome. The sword will keep him there. And Satori couldn't really come in to help at all. The Hive will be there, Landmine pushing Poppins around, and hi Sluggo, what's up, dude? Yeah. It's very sophisticated camera work there.
Yeah, just to note, guys, we are not in control of the camera work again, so apologies if some of the angles are not the best.
Yeah, I don't know. Could be better. So, all right, we are a couple minutes into this game. I feel like kills are kind of even so far. Yeah, they are kind of even. I wanted to get some improvements for our overlay, which I guess we'll just have to show you in the NA qualifier next week, because I wasn't allowed to do really any kind of production for this. Oh look, he picked up a rock. It's nice that we can see things somewhat through the scoreboard, so at least we're not missing all the action, right?
Yeah, you can still hear Rampage rock being picked up, which still makes it balanced.
Poppins moving around the map. He's been really good on his rotations early, setting up a lot of kills for his team. 10 minutes and a half, is that even a thing into this game? He's going to be rotating around. He does see that the Raptors are up because they spawn at 10 minutes. And, yep, missing kills on the other side of the map. Koksu getting right into the thick of it. And he still doesn't go over to the lane. Oh, there we go. Hi, Decker. It's really good. Missing a kill onto the Sparrow. And that's just the 1v1 capability of the Countess right there.
Yeah, if the enemy deck is not on point, if she misses that stun, she's got to try and wait for the shadow slip from the Countess, so she can't back out of it. If she times it right, you can get a kill on her, but she's obviously dropped the ult down and dropped the full combination down and just wipe the Sparrow out of the lane. And that's just going to help. She's having a really good time in this lane.
Yeah, Crunch is going to come in as well. I don't see a Decker that gets out of this one. I mean, the Countess even shadow slips out before the kill is over because she knows that Crunch is going to have enough damage. Meanwhile, still action on the other side of the map. Twin Blast finding one onto the Maragesh, who takes yet another death here. Just has not been having a good time at all. So what she really needs to do is she needs to get her feet right back underneath her and try to get some 1v1s, because if she's not doing enough damage here, she really loses a lot for his team. Maragesh at least excels in the fact that she should be able to trade evenly in most situations, but she hasn't been able to this game at all.
No, she's for me, she's been pushing a little bit too hard. I mean, it's good to look for the 1v1s, but just do your solids first, like the Countess has been doing. Just get your farm up. There's no need to go overly aggressive, especially when they've got an enemy Rampage, which is sort of not a hard counter to you, but it's going to make your job very difficult trying to get onto the ADC. But just wait till you get your level 5, and then just push it from there. Look for the opportunities when your jungler arrives, rather than trying to force that 1v2 constantly.
We have an interesting situation on the map where nobody's actually gone on for Raptors at all. Like, it doesn't seem like they care. Well, for a while, we still had Satori and Miss QQ still on the right lane all the way away from the Raptors. Now we do have a bit of a lane swap where Decker and Sparrow decide to go over that lane for some reason. Containment fence used to keep the Countess in, but we completely missed that kill onto the Sparrow because Decker was running away. And now we're going to probably miss a little bit more inside the jungle if Satori can hit a rock. There he goes, getting it onto Ezek. He's a hulking monster chasing after a gadget. The rest of the team trying to go in there, but she has retreated within the safety of her lanes, so there's only so much that Team Poland can do here. And Decker looks like she wants to try to stop them. Twin Blast alone on the left side of the map, which is where I feel like most of the team should be at the Raptors, but no one really cares right now.
Yeah, he's got to be careful because this is the opportunity that Maragesh is probably going to be looking for, where the Twin Blast has been left without a support. Let's see if she can do any work here.
Green buff now also stolen by Team Poland, as the Polish master himself is going to go underneath the lane to go to Ezek. The green buff is going to pop, and I believe that Mr. Poland might as well. I had to dive a tier 2 tower for that one, and tower is not strong enough apparently, as he was able to get the kill underneath it, but still ended up losing his life.
Yeah, Crunch can feel, when he's not on the front foot and doing the aggression, he can feel so flimsy at times, especially when he's diving towers like that. His green buff expires and takes 2 shots and he's dead. DLT Sean giving the dancing feet there, not getting hit by the rock.
I mean, right there is one of the reasons why I don't like using Hero Chase as much. Because a lot of the time, and you have to be really careful about this, you can't get stuck on the hero that's retreating, because then you see literally nothing that's going on in front of them. So again, we see literally nothing that's going on. While Decker tries to get him from the backside, she's probably going to end up falling
Dying.
here. No, she has some support behind her. So at least Delta Gold can try to get some amount of forces around the Raptor pit, but nobody's taking it.
Yeah, there's a lot of vision on there, but no one seems to want to commit to it. I think they're waiting for the other team to commit to it, and we'll try and clean up afterwards. As we see, Delta Gold are actually going to lane swap now, so they can get that Sparrow and Decker on this Raptor side to try and contest this Raptors.
Countess actually stole the black buff away from Gadget there, I believe. So I don't know, Nate. I mean, I want to say that Team Poland have a bit of a better handle on this match, but the problem is they're not really taking advantage of this at all. They're going in the jungle. They're getting the counter Shadow Slip onto DLT Poppins, and he's taking a lot of damage here, but so is the counter. She's underneath the Tesla Dome, and she's just going to stay there because she don't give a damn. Howitzer still chasing after the Gadget, will be able to find that kill, but he's very far in right now. I don't know if he can escape this area that is not his homeland. Dropping down the slowing grenades. Sean just moving around here, doesn't want to take another death. The rockets will not come in from the hero that looks like Rocket himself from Guardians of the Galaxy. But no, that's going to be it. 2 for 2 inside the jungle. They were just a bit too deep without any support from their team, and I think things could have gone better there. Sure, they did get 2 kills, but at this point, Team Poland have to be looking for better decisions.
Yeah, I think they could have got a cleaner engage there, and it just felt a little bit sloppy. I don't know if there were communication issues. But yeah, it just felt the fight just felt sloppy. I think they could have at least got a 2 for 1 there.
Well, finally, the Raptors are being taken by Team Poland's Zatori, leading the way, taking a bit half of his health damage here. Would like to get his ult up before they want a hard commit, and well, Delta Gold will look at it a little bit, but still, they're not actually going to try to take the Raptors.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, all the heroes are up, and you can see on the map they're all sort of gravitating towards that Raptor pit. Although Sparrow
usually
just gone to it.
It's the team that engages that ends up on the back foot when it comes to Raptors. And Howser's going to drop down the Maker Rain. Here comes the growth form from Satori. He seems to be mad, a little bit fussed, as they say. He jumps right into the wall. Have to be careful about those. You kind of want to make sure that you did not skip leg day so you can get over it. Sean about to fall. Satori is low. Nice stun from the Decker. Is going to pick up 2. Is the Countess going to fall? She's trying to be as evasive as possible, but Gadget may be able to catch up to this. There's going to be the safety of Twin Blast here to stop things, but does he want to be face tanking the entirety of the damage from Gadget and Sparrow? He's going to try to fight against the Sparrow right now. Sparrow trying to back up, and here comes Crunch. Nice stun again from the Decker. She's been pretty on point with those as the rest of the French squad tries to back away, waving the white flag here. And Team Poland will probably have to let it go. Miss QQ, I mean, he was trying to face tank a lot of that, but as a Twin Blast, that's not the most optimal situation. Still, they get a couple of kills, even if they might have lost the Raptors there. Yeah,
there's good counter engages from both sides there. That could have been very easily gone one way or the other, but Polska, the player, a good rotation just to make sure it went at least a stalemate rather than unfavorably for his team.
I have to say that this French team is being a little bit feisty, as they have not surrendered as soon as they could in this game. So props for that. I'm hungry. I'm like really hungry right now.
You sound hungry.
I'm hangry. Yeah, I'm really hangry. Take a look at the cards, Nate. See what you can see.
I can see a massive
just,
meltdown.
Blocked half of it.
Yeah. But hey, at least we get to learn what meltdown does.
Right. Which is just stats.
We'll just have a look at what Miss QQ's building, I guess. Just straight into those mad stones. So it's a Pixper award and 10-point wind carver.
That's interesting to say the least.
Yeah. focusing on it, just looking at raw damage by the looks of it, or maybe that's the attack speed before he jumps on his crit.
Right. Yeah, I would assume that's it. Oh, Coxu's still doing work. Unbeknownst to the cameraman. It is kind of difficult to keep track of the contest sometimes. Heroes that have very high burst potential are going to take heroes down really quickly, and Paragon's replay client doesn't make it easy to see health bars. Like, you see them on the sides of the screen, but they're at the furthest possible distance in terms of scanning. So when you're looking at it, you really have to have good peripherals in order to see what's happening. And honestly, as an observer, I very rarely actually use those health bars for anything, just because they're so small and so far apart. Usually I just look at where heroes are on the mini map, so that's where I try to get most of mine. But heroes with high burst potential like the Countess are kind of difficult to keep track of sometimes, just because they can take heroes down so quickly, and you don't always know if their positioning is aggressive or not, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you could think they're just sitting in waves farming, where you look 1 second, she shadow slipped, drop the ult down, then yeah.
Yep,
then
take another hero
back.
out of the fight. Tesla Dome drops down really far away from the containment fence.
Yeah, that was a odd choice for the Tesla Dome there, I think.
Or at least a bad choice for the well, yeah, you're right. I think it was the Tesla Dome that was at fault there. Countess still trying to go with the rest of her team underneath an inhibitor, which, quote unquote, not strong enough. Yeah, she's just going to go right in there and take out 4.
Yeah, really good engagement there from Polaski, going into the inhibitor even with his T2 still up. I thought the rest of the team might have tried to mop that up, but I'm not sure I was actually there to mop it up, as the map has sort of broken again.
Yeah, doesn't look like anyways here. It seems like the Polish team are dominating so much that they broke the map once again. So this is a thing that happens quite a bit in Paragon, when a team is just doing too good. When Paragon decides that, you know what, these guys are doing too well, we can't show this anymore, they have to block out the map a little bit. So that's exactly what happens there.
Yeah, so they got that important tier 2 down around the 21-minute mark. That just adds a little bit more pressure onto the side of Delta Gold. So when they're when respawning, just takes that. I think, is it 7 seconds extra it takes to run out if you don't have the jump pads, something like that. But yeah, taking them an early mid tier 2 as well is quite important. It opens up the map a hell of a lot now. As Raptors going to be spawning very shortly. I'm going to see if either team makes the rotation over there. Looks like Miss QQ wants to go on it, but I think he's going on his own. Oh, missed another kill.
This is fun. I like seeing the scoreboard.
Oh, Coxu's on 9-1 and 4.
Yeah, he's been... I mean, it's in Countess that they haven't taken care of at all this game. They let her farm whatever she wanted in the lane. She managed to keep up on CS with the rest of her team that was also doing well. And now she's just doing her burst damage and punishing Delta Gold for it. And this is just textbook Countess play, which we haven't seen for a while in competitive, because teams have started to... Well, they learned how to take advantage of it. Like, you saw Ram Riddle's Countess for a while. Then you didn't, because people figured out how to deal with it. He wanted to play other heroes, and now we're seeing exactly how effective it can be again against teams that might not have as much experience against it.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can isolate the Countess and just get some CC onto her, but if she's going to find a hero alone, 99 times out of 100, she's probably going to win that 1v1. Especially when it's a carry she's looking for as well. She's just going to... she's taking the goal buff now. I think that she's just going to back clear a lane, just start roaming around.
So right now, Polish team trying to regain control of their lanes. Crunch has been sent back over into the right lane. Left lane's already been pushed in. You got to be thinking that Team Poland are either going to try to bait out an OP or go for maybe a couple more buildings here. They don't... One thing that I will say about them is that they don't seem too intent on actually taking a lot of objectives off the map. And Howitz is going to get in here, and this is more of what I'm talking about. They seem to just want to be getting kills, which, while that's fine, they could be spraying the map, getting some more farm, picking up some, maybe some objectives with the split push. But what they do here is they knock Delta Gold out of their own jungle, and then use that space created to go for OP. Now they have to do this kind of quickly, because Delta Gold know all about it. They have a ward right on top of it. Here comes Countess with an aggressive blink forward. Gonna take a lot of damage here, and she's gonna fall. That's a big streak taken down by Delta Gold. Can they get into this fight? Polish team have to be careful. Oh, that stun goes to the backside from Rampage. Containment fence dropped down. The Maker Rain on the backside, though. Tesla Dome a little bit late, but we're doing a little bit of damage. Oh my god. Why is the Howitzer sitting underneath the Tesla Dome? And Satori's going to fall as well. Delta Gold looking really good here, but I don't know exactly what they can do. They're going to go in for OP, but I just don't think it's the time. It actually is rather low. Can the Polish team do anything about this? Crunch might want to go in, but no. The vision is not here, and wow. Delta Gold showing that they are not to be down and out of this match just yet. They contest the OP, take the OP, and now they have a bit of an advantage for themselves.
Yeah, that all came from Coxu, who's been really solid all game, making a very questionable engagement into 4 people. And what we said earlier, you know, that's how you control. You smother the Countess just so she can't really do her job. And Coxer really provided them the ability to do that, because she went in and just died instantaneously. Took a lot out of their arsenal there.
It was really unfortunate there that Countess decided to zone the enemy team all by herself. Maybe if she had something like I don't know, a Rampage to help her out. Maybe with a Crunch you don't necessarily have to be tanking up inside OP, but Team Poland, they seem to want to initiate onto this one even against the OP buff. They get the stun out on the Sean. Sean getting a lot of damage done, and he's about to fall. Stasis Gem, I love the sound of that one. Maybe I'm starting to grow sick of it. I can't really tell. Honor the Pure Quenching skills both pop by the Decker here. They're still going to try to chase. There's the kill out onto Ezek, looking for a bit more. Diving the inhib. Here comes the Countess. Coxu still staying alive. Poppins is going to be there with some damage. There's the sword being thrown in. Ultimate, of course, here comes the Fury. And Poppins still doing a lot of work as the Kwang. But even against the OP buff, it's looking like Team Poland are pretty unstoppable right now. They had a bit of a lapse in the last fight, but they are still pushing pretty hard against the Frenchies.
Yeah, really impressed by their just coming out. We don't really care if you've got the OP. We're going to come out and push you all the way up to your inhibitor and take a few kills along the way. That's a really good push from them. I think he's the only DLT Poppins that still has the Prime buff on him.
Well,
oh no, Sparrow as
like
well.
The Sparrow has it right now. when the observing is spot on. Oh well. So, I mean, a little bit of pressure to the inhib even against the OP. So clearly Team Poland still, even against an OP buff, very far ahead. So then you have to ask yourself the question, what happens when there is no OP buff on the other side? You're missing out on a lot of power there, and I don't know if Delta Gold can do anything with that. I mean, sure, they were able to contest an OP, and that's something in itself, but without a big purple gummy bear hitting things, can they really do enough to try to stave off a loss here?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have the opportunity, or the Countess handed on a platter. I'm sure Polska's teams will have told Coxu off for that, so I don't think they're going to have him hand himself on a platter again, and the like you said, the big purple gummy bear.
You might want to hold your
smashing
tongue there. She's getting a bit dangerous here. She's getting into the danger zone. Yeah, she's just looking for anything she can, but Delta Gold will get out of there. I mean, interesting. I feel like in that last fight, or 2 fights ago, Countess kind of showed that she is prone to get into some pretty bad positions, which Delta Gold could take advantage of it as long as the Decker Sun is there. It's a fairly good counter against the Countess, and as long as you have some good damage from the rest of your team, which Sparrow has managed to build up at this time, the Countess does have to be a little bit wary of where she ends up initiating.
Yeah, she's treading that fine line between, you know, sort of crazy and stupid at the minute, where you can. I mean, she's 10-3 and 6, so she's. You want her to get those crazy engages off. Oh, no spoiler shield. Those crazy engages off. Just get a pick that opens up the opportunity to take another tower, or, you know, force it anyway. A 4 versus 5 fight. However, if she does it wrong, then it quickly goes to the other side where it's 5 versus 4 the other way. So got to be careful. I mean, that's what you want your counters to make plays, definitely, but you want her to make the plays that she can win.
Here comes Howitzer right into the enemy team. Tesla don't drop down, but Howitzer is going to be able to avoid that. Drops down the missile as we've got Crunch trying to get into that fight. Rampage getting aggressive. He can go right for the high ground. He wants his team to follow up behind him. Here he comes. He's just going to block in the... I don't even know what here that is. It's too small. Poppins here. He's going to fall to the Twin Blast. Miss QQ also underneath the tower. He's got to be careful. Actually goes down to the Maragesh. Still, it's a 3-for-1 with Crunch going for the damage onto the mid inhib. Without the rest of his team, he's just kind of saying, screw this, I'll do it by myself if you guys aren't going to go for objectives. Nearly taking that down. The stun will hit from Decker. He's probably got to leave here soon. Uses a forward Crunch, which is the actual name of the ability, if you can believe that, to get away. But, you know, Satori is going to go in and try to finish off the inhib because that's just the main goal right now for Team Poland. Markish will fall, but can Crunch kill off the inhib here? It is getting low. So is he. No help from the rest of his team. Doesn't seem to need it. He is going to take it despite everything that Decker might be able to say about it. Howitzer still wants to be aggressive inside the base, but the rest of his team is getting the hell out of dodge because they are pretty low on health.
Yeah, Prodigy's been really aggressive all the way through the game during the laning phase in the jungle. He just wants to go all the time. He's only sitting on, what, 3 deaths. He's got 13 assists, so it's paid dividends for him.
Still, with an inhib down, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Delta to keep control of their lanes and possibly make a play for the OP, which will be respawning in about a minute.
Yeah,
oh, that would be cool.
What's that?
Sorry, I'm thinking about production things that I could do. With, I mean, although you do have the timers on the screen, sometimes they're very difficult to see with the colors. So, yeah, I'm thinking about some production things that we can do to, you know, improve the viewing later. But I think that's for next week.
I'd just be happy with some good camera work. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Double forward Crunch on the gadget, and well, with the green buff still going from the Crunch, he's gonna use that to gain the advantage against Gadget. Coming off with some huge damage in the mid lane, and that's without help from the rest of his team. He's just kind of going in by himself.
Yeah, when I've seen this Team Poland do well, usually if Polska is playing well, the team is playing well. If he has a rough time, I think the team has a rough time. I think in the last PCL, it's when he was playing in Sevrog, he had a really good game, and then the next game he had a bit of a rough game, and so did the rest of the team. So I think it centers a lot around him, his engagers, but he's definitely not scared of taking these 1v1s.
Look at Coxu, he's going right after the Morigesh again. Sparrow will be there, and Sparrow's going to be the one initiated on. She needs help from Satori, but Coxu actually gets a kill, and now Sean will be stunned out by the rock as well. Here comes Crunch. He's going to be hit a little bit by the Kwang. Decker trying to get away, but she actually jumps right into the middle of everything. What the heck is she doing there? She seemed a bit confused about which way to run. There's not even a phase in this game.
I'm pretty sure as I heard her jump, she just screamed, "I regret nothing," and then jumped into the enemy team.
Geronimo! Jack, here comes Team Poland right for the base. Minions getting taken out by the core. Actually one of the stronger members of this team here. Crunch getting really low. He might actually be cut off by the Moor, I guess. I'm not sure if the mark was used. She does have her mark available. Might not have it. Well, the curse is available. The mark might not be on the Crunch, though.
I think he's going to get out all right.
Yeah, I believe you're right on that. So right now, Raptors are up. OP is up.
Yeah, I think this is the time.
Advantage.
I think this is the time that Team Poland just try and set the lanes, then look for one of those objectives. I'd like to see them take Prime. I think they're in their position where they can take Prime and try and finish this game out.
Howitzer's in a weird position again. He blinks in, aggressive from him. Gonna push landmine onto Ezek, and will now have to try to juke the French squad. Goes up in the air. Can't actually jump over that OP wall, but at least Satori is helping out here on the backside of things. taking low, I believe, Poppins, if I'm not mistaken. They're still trying to chase a couple of heroes. Prodigy actually going to fall to the curse, but Crunch takes the counter kill onto the Morigesh, and Gadget's already fallen as well. Poppins trying to get up, but he's getting jumped after by Satori, landing right on top of his face. No idea what's going on there, but Ezek actually does end up falling. Now there's a Countess, what is that, Feast? Yeah, it's a Feast. It's been a while since I casted a Countess. Going for the Decker. One last Blade Siphon ends up getting the kill. Only Poppins staying alive, and even that is not going to last long at all. 40 seconds on the sidelines for most of these French heroes, and the mid lane completely open for Team Poland to try to end this.
Yeah, I think they're just going to try and push straight down the mid lane. They need to take OP. The enemy are down for at least 30 seconds right now. Got a lot of damage into this core. It's probably going to be the game now.
Yeah, definitely the game here, as Team Poland will take their first victory in Group B against Delta Gold. Pretty convincing there. A couple of things that they might want to iron out, because remember, coming up next is Toronto Esports versus Team Poland, and Toronto are no Frenchies. So it'll be the first time a lot of people get to see Toronto Esports with their new lineup. They have Marty and Ike Cameron joining them. So, you know, roster shuffle things. But it should be interesting to see how they work with the new team.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they had a strong duo lane. There was a little bit of controversy, shall we say, surrounding the release of a couple of their players. But they, you know, they've definitely got a strong duo lane in Marty and Cameron. We've seen what they've done when they've played for Team Oxygen. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing them come up next. And Team Poland are going to have to be on the toes to do something about that.
So apparently we are going right into the next match between